LeBron James finally making his Lakers debut in Portland last night, and it didn't take long for the King to act regal, opening the game with two signature dunks. There's one right there. Not to be outdone, Damian Lillard had a game-high 28 points. Oh, here's LeBron's other one. He finished with 26 points. He had 12 rebounds. He had 6 assists. It all wasn't enough, though. The Portland Trailblazers took this game 128 to 119. A lot still to come together for the Lakers. Here's LeBron talking about just that after the game.
We had some good, we had some bad, which is as expected for game one. Don't take patience from our team, from all of us, just to figure out one another, figure out what we're good at, figure out what we're not so good at, and how we can be better at it. So it was a good first test for us.
Overall, what did you think of the Lakers' team defense? Defensively, how do you think you guys played?
We had some good and we had some bad moments, and like I said before, so we're going to watch film and get better at it.
What do you think the chemistry is now? How long does it take to, you think, get the same?
Not as fast as you guys think it's going to happen. It's not. I always kind of compare it, to like instant oatmeal. It's not that fast. It takes a while for the chemistry to get to where you can close your eyes and know exactly where your guys are. So that's what we're going to work towards too, both not only defensively but offensively. It's going to be an everyday process for our ball club.
All right, we'll break down instant oatmeal in just a second, but I want to start with your initial impressions of LeBron James and his Lakers debut last night, CC.
I mean, even instant oatmeal, Jenna. Now, a person like yourself, you might be able to stomach it, but the rest of us, we needed some other ingredients. Butter, brown sugar, like we need other things. LeBron is going to need some help. As far as my impression, I've seen this a couple of times, and you have to be real careful when the person's had a long and accomplished a career as LeBron, trying to take one game as a statement game. It's really hard. Like, he's good at this. He's good at playing basketball. He let the game come to him nice and slow last night. You could see him getting a feel for the other players on the court, and it's something to get used to when you're playing with as many young players as he's playing with. So you see that he had 6 turnovers in the game. I like the way that he played. He wasn't as ball dominant as he's used to, and they played with good pace. LeBron, even at this age, can still play at a pace that he hadn't played at before. It's because of his teammates. It was what was best for them. But playing with young players, it's going to take time. And then most of these, or all of these situations, LeBron's lost games. When he left Cleveland, went to Miami, first game there, they lost. When he left Miami, went back to Cleveland, first game there, they lost. So I'm not surprised that they lost. I thought LeBron was very effective in what he was doing, though.
Everything about watching LeBron last night, to me, felt different except for the final stat line. Like, you look at the line, like, what'd LeBron do? Oh, 26, 12, and 6. That sounds about right. But he wasn't bringing the ball up as nearly as often as we're used to seeing him do. He wasn't the only guy coaching players on the court. Rajon Rondo was doing that. In fact, he was receiving some on-court coaching from Rajon Rondo, which I cannot remember the last time I saw that happen in a game. The pace, C mentioned. We are not used to seeing LeBron get out and run. We are used to seeing LeBron get the ball and then pound it near the top of the key and survey everything. What we also didn't see last night was something LeBron's been more effective at than any player in the league over the last few years: drive and kick to corner threes, drive and kick to open threes, because guys were not in the corner open and guys were not hitting threes. They missed their first 15 three-pointers of the game, which is why it was so really unlikely that they were down only 2 going into the fourth quarter. There's going to be some growing pains early on. We saw the struggles of playing with a young team, something LeBron hasn't dealt with in almost a full decade. And we saw, not surprisingly, the teammate LeBron was most comfortable with last night, one of the oldest teammates, Rajon Rondo. Like, he and Ingram weren't quite on the same page. He and Kuzma weren't quite on the same page. Like, it was a different version of LeBron than we've seen since before he became a champion.
Luke Walton tried a few different things out with LeBron last night. He tried him out with some of the veterans. He was playing with all veterans. He tried him out with some of the younger guys. He was playing with all the younger guys. How long is that process? And what does that look like? Where did you think he was most comfortable and where this team could be the most successful?
Well, this is the thing. They're stuck with the younger players. So you know LeBron and the younger players. Lonzo Ball ultimately will be placed into the starting lineup. Rondo does have a significant role on this team, but they just got needs. All right, they got two big needs. One, who's going to be their backup center behind JaVale McGee? Last night, JaVale played 21 minutes, but they don't have a legitimate center. You cannot play Kyle Kuzma as your backup center. Like, it's a disservice to the young kid. He had a sensational rookie year after being, man, one of the best, stories of all the first-round picks there late in the first round, and they need three-point shooters. Like, you can't have, besides
Josh Hart.
Josh Hart, Pope, and LeBron, those are really only three-point shooters that they have, and that would probably be the least number of shooters LeBron has been on since his early years in Cleveland. So I think he will work out chemistry with the veterans, but also those younger players. It's not like, oh, man, let's try these guys out and we're going to make a trade. LeBron is there long-term, and we have to look at that with the continuity that he's playing. He's betting on the long game.
I know that going into the year, people, when it came to roster construction with the Lakers, people said, where's the shooting? Where's the shooting? Where's the shooting? And in one game sample, those concerns were validated. I think those concerns are going to be slightly overstated by what happened yesterday because, listen, LeBron, Ingram, and Kuzma were 1 of 15 from 3. LeBron is a good three-point shooter. He might have to be the best three-point shooter on the team. But you mentioned Pope. Kentavious Caldwell Pope. I'll probably all year long call him KCP just because it's easier. He was a non-factor yesterday. I understood why Lonzo was a non-factor. He's still coming back from the injury. Like, Lonzo is easing himself back into it. But KCP played 27 minutes, took 3 shots, and made no impact, no discernible impact whatsoever. He is there for his shooting. He is there for his shooting and to be a springy defender, even though any defensive metrics say he's not great at it. Theoretically, that's what he should be doing. If KCP is not a good starter for them, then they go to Josh Hart, who was the 30th pick in the 2017 draft, who finished the year strong, but you can't rely on that many young players. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope's supposed to be one of their key rotation guys. I don't know where he was last night.
Let's talk about timing with chemistry. LeBron said it's like instant oatmeal. You seem to like a lot of brown sugar with your instant oatmeal. I don't know what kind of recipe works for this team, but LeBron said it's going to take a while. What are we looking at as far as when this team all figures out how to function together?
You probably say a couple weeks before the All-Star break. Like, we have to be real patient with them because this is a team that LeBron, not only from a talent standpoint, style standpoint, how they're going to play, their coach is the youngest coach in the NBA in Luke Walton. So it's up to them and that staff to figure out, as a style, how can we continue to try to play at that style? And I just expect them to add a couple other pieces, especially a backup center, because Kuzma's not going to be able to do that. We just have to give them time. We're expecting them to win, I said yesterday, 48 to 50 games. All right, it's an 82-game schedule. So before the All-Star break, a couple weeks, I think that you'll see that continuity begin to play out.
And there were some positives. They were excellent points in the paint yesterday. I thought they were better defensively than 128 points allowed would indicate if you didn't watch the game, because the pace they were going in, because in the fourth quarter, the Blazers caught fire.
Yeah, their perimeter defense at the beginnings was not great. In the first half was not real good.
And the Blazers were just missing some open shots early. Nick Stauskas had the best game of his career, which helped the Blazers keep the lead early when Lillard and most notably CJ weren't playing well until the fourth quarter. But here's the thing, they didn't hit any threes. Stauskas had the game of his life. This is a 2-point game midway through the fourth quarter before the Blazers pulled away. And I didn't think LeBron played that well. You mentioned he lost every debut game. He's also had at least 6 turnovers in every debut game. It was LeBron. You always talk about Tiger Woods' first tee jitters. LeBron, when he changes teams, that first game.
Survey.
Yeah, a little bit of surveying, new teammates, new landscape. Now, it doesn't get any easier for the Lakers.
No.
They get Houston on Saturday. Now that one's in Los Angeles, but such is life in the Western Conference.
Well, for a guy that didn't win in his debut, he still put up 26, 12, and 6, so I'm sure he'll take that as well. Coming up, let's talk some football. Thursday night football. Did the Broncos figure out their formula for success last night against the Cardinals? That's next on First Things First. Drop my pen.
Von Miller said it.
Von Miller, man.
The NFL is on fire.